Hello everyone, welcome back to another Python tutorial series. In today's video, we are going to deep dive into one of the fundamental data types in Python, strings. Strings are used to represent textual data, and understanding how to manipulate them is crucial in any programming language. So let's get started. Strings are a sequence of characters enclosed in either single quote, double quote, or triple quotations. It is immutable, meaning you can't change the characters once a string is created. Let's see the basic example of strings stored in a variable. So let's me create a first strings using a single quote. Also, I can create the string using the double quotation and also by using the triple quotation as well. These all are the valid way on how I can create a string in Python. So by using single quotation, double quotation, or by using triple quotation. So not only in this way, triple quotation can be written in this way as well. Let me show it. So this is the way on how I can create a string. But what if I have a single quote inside my string? So for example, so here I want to say hello worlds, but the program is showing an error. Python interprets this single quotes within the string. It's being the end of the string, and it's not going to interpret what to do with the remaining strings after these quotes. That's why this error is thrown. This error can be handled in a couple of different ways. One of the ways how we can handle this is by using escape sequence. This escape sequence is used to escape some of the characters present inside a string by using backslashes in front of this code. So if I put the backslash in front of this code, then the error is gone. So we are escaping these quotations. The another way, if we are using the single quotation inside of the string, then we can use the double quotation outside. So in this case, I don't have to escape this. So I can simply remove the backslash and it's still valid. So if you are using a double quotation inside of the string, then you can use single quotation outside. That's why the error will not be shown. Let me print them. So they are printed here in the terminal. Let me clear this screen and talk more about string in depth. So as you know, string is a sequence of character, or we can access the individual character or the any substring sequence of the character from a string in two ways, which are using indexing or slicing respectively. First, let's understand indexing. One way is to treat a string as a list of characters and use index value to retrieve the individual character. So don't worry about the list. We'll be talking more about list in depth in one of our upcoming videos. But for now, at least one thing you need to understand is that in programming, index always start at 0. I will create a new variable. Now, if I want to access the individual character, let's say I want to access the n, then I can use the square bracket. Now, inside the square bracket, I can pass the index of that character which I want to access. So, as I have already mentioned, the index always start at 0. So, let me get the index of this n character. So, let me count 0, 1. So, it is at index 1. So, I can pass index 1. That will give me the character n. Inside the indexing also, we can pass the negative indexing. There is a concept of negative indexing in Python. So, positive indexing always start at 0. So let's say if I want to get this character a, then that is at position 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I pass the index 5, which will give me character a. So let me get the character z. Then I can count from forward 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is at index 6. So let me run this. So I get the character z. But there is the another way of negative indexing. So I can pass the negative index of negative 1. So positive index always start at 0, whereas the negative index from -1. So if I pass the negative 1, which will get me the character Z. So let me run this. Yeah, we still get the character Z. So if I have to get the character R by using negative index, then in which index it will be? Negative 1, 2, and 3. So if I pass negative 3, that will give me the character R. Let me clear out the terminal, and let's talk about slicing. Slicing is similar to indexing. So first of all, you have to know about indexing, and in slicing we can pass two arguments inside of this square bracket. So the basic syntax should look like this: that and int. Let me comment this out first of all, otherwise it will throw an error. In slicing, we can use the slicing by using this colon operator, and we can pass two values before this colon and after this colon. So before this colon, the value is called start. This is the start index, and at the after this colon, this is the end index. The one thing that is to be noted here is start index is always inclusive, whereas end index is not inclusive. Meaning, if we pass the index here, that will include in our substring, but the index won't be. So it will be always time less than that index. So let's take this with an example. So if I want to get the substring NEE character, then I know I have to use slicing. So this is the colon, and before this colon I have to give the start index, which is 0, 1. So it is from one index, that means it is inclusive, so n will include here. Then I have to go up to the end, so I need NEE, so that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll pass 4. Why I have passed 4? Because it is exclusive, meanings 4 will not include, it will be always one less. That means it will go up to 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we'll get NEE. Let me run this out. Yeah, we get the substring NEE. We can notice if we did not pass the first and last index, it won't throw error, because by default, if we did not pass the first and last index, it will always start from 0 and go up to the end. Now let me clear up the screen and talk more about the immutability of the string. As you already discussed, that strings are immutable, which means the characters of a string cannot be changed. Let's demonstrate this with a simple example. So I've created a new string, and I know I can access the character h using an index 0. So at character index 0, there is h. So I want to assign that h with, let's say, j. I want to change that h character with the j. If I try to run this, I got a type error. String object does not support item assignment. This will throw an error. Why? Because we cannot change the strings. So strings are immutable. But however, we can assign this variable a new value. So what I can do is, so this is valid. So if I run it, so there won't be an error here. Now let's talk about some of the string operations that we can perform in Python. The first one is comparison operator. So let me clear up this screen and create some variables. So let me create some of the variables. So here I have created 3 variables: first, second, and third, which values are I love Python, and I love Flutter respectively. I can check if they are equal or not. So I can print first if first is equals to second, meaning I'm checking if the value of this first variable is equals to second or not. So if I try to run this, it returns true because these values are exactly same. But what if I try to print the if first is equals to third, meaning I'm using here a double equals to sign? So that is false because these are not equal. So I can check or I can compare two string using this comparison operator. The another operations that we can perform in string is concatenation operation, and that's by using the plus operator. So let's see. Let me clear this print statement over here, and I want to concatenate. Let's say I want to create a new string which says which is the combination of these two strings. So I love Python and I love Flutter. So what I can do is I can say new. I'll create a new variable. So I'll concatenate first and I'll concatenate second. So what this plus operator is doing is concatenate both of these string. Let me print this new string. I love Python. I love Python because this first and seconds are both the same value. So let me change this second with the third variable, and it says I love Python, I love Flutter. So what if I want to print I love Python and I love Flutter? Then I can do is I can add new string over here, and let me give the spaces here as well. So I'm saying the first variable is replaced with I love Python, and we have end. The third one is I love Flutter. So let me print this out, and we can see in the terminal over here I love Python, and we have spaces that is being created by over here, and we are concatenating. So this is one string, this is one string, this is one string, and we are concatenating them using the plus operator. We can also achieve the same output, same result using the Python formatted string, which is f string. So let me comment this out first of all and create using a formatted string. So you can use f string, and inside this here I can use the curly braces where I can access the variable. Now I'm making space and again space, then I will use second again curly bracket to pass the value of the third variable. So here I'm passing the first variable which hold I love Python. So that will be came over here when I output it in the terminal, and we have space, and just like here I have done over in the top, and I'm again accessing the third variable. So let me print this out. Here we can clearly see the same output as previous. So this is much more easier and much more usable in Python, and it's only available in Python 3.6 and above, this format strings. Before that we use the format function, and for now just try to go with this f strings, which is clear and easier way on how we can format the strings. Again, let me clear my terminal out and clear my screen, and let me come up with a new variable. Okay, so I can use the for loop to iterate each of the character in this string. So if you don't know about for loop till yet, we'll be learning different types of loop that are available in Python in our upcoming videos. So but for now, we can use for loop like this. So we have for, then I can go on each of the character in my this strings, and I can print my character. So I'm looping through each of the character in my string, and this give all these character, and I'm printing that out in the console. So if you don't know about the for loop yet, we'll be going in much more depth about it in our later videos as well. So let me clear this for now. So what if I want to get the length of the string? So how many characters are inside these strings? I want to get the length of the string. So it's in Python. I can use the len function. We have inbuilt len function. Let me print out the length of my name. I can pass the string inside this length function, which will give me the length of the string. So if I try to run it out, so 7, that means the length of this string is 7. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So length is 7. The another operations we can perform here, or maybe the membership test that we can perform, is by using the in operation, in operators, or in keyword. I mean to say in is a keyword. So I can check if n exists in my string or not. So I can check if n in my name, so it will returns either true or false. If it is the member of these strings, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So in this case, n is present inside this string, so it is in this string, that's why it returns true. Let me check with j, and does not exist, that's why it returns false. So I can check for, let's say, I can not only check for character, but I can check for some of the word as well over here. Now let's learn some of the string methods that are widely used in Python. Let me first clear up my terminal, clear my screen as well, and I'll say now let me give you some of the string methods. So the first one is upper. So let me print my message first of all. So let me run this out. So this is how it look like. Now if I try to convert this message to upper. So we have the upper method. This will convert all the character in the strings to upper cases. Just like upper, we have lower, which will convert its characters into lowercase. As we already talked that strings are immutable, we have the replace function, which will replace the character in a string with the provided character or provided substrings. But that will not be done in place since we cannot mutate or we cannot change the strings. The new strings is created. So let me give that with example. I can do is message dot replace. We have the replace method. In replace method, I can pass the two argument. So all the occurrence of n, I want to replace them with p. That means in this string, I want to replace all my occurrence of n with character p. Now I cannot change in place, right? Because strings are immutable. So new strings is being returned. That means I'll say new message where its characters n is replaced by p. Let me print this out. Print my new message. Sorry for that new message. Let me run this out. So first of all, we have my name is Niraj. So each occurrence of n has been replaced by p. You can see clearly over here. So new string is written. The another important method we can say in Python is elnum. So I can print message dot is elnum. So what does this elnum generally checks? It is returns true if all the characters is alphanumeric. So what does alphanumeric means is the characters should consist of only alphabets from A to Z and numbers from 0 to 9. So no any special characters can be included here. So let me run this. It returns false. The another important string method that is available in Python is find. So we can use the find method to find any characters or any substrings inside of our variable or inside of our large strings. So let me print and and this will return an index. So meaning if I try to find the, let's say if n exists, then it will return me the index of that n. So n the first occurrence. So we have a multiple occurrence of n in these characters. So it will just return the index of the first occurrence. So that is 3. So that means 0, 1, space is 2, and 3. So that is right. So it will return the first occurrence, the index of the first occurrence of that characters or the substring that we have passed in this find function. The another important method is count. So we can have this count. So we can count the occurrence of each individual characters or the substrings. Let me run this. So it returns true. That means n has occurred 2 times over here. So if I check for z, so there is only one occurrence of z. So this function should return 1. Yeah, that's we can see in the terminal down here as well. Let's suppose we have a lot of spaces in front and in last of our string. Then we can use the stripe method available in string. So stripe, then I can this stripe, what this stripe function basically do, it remove all the white spaces before and after the string. So let me run this. So all the white spaces before and after has been removed by this stripe function. Let me remove these white spaces, and we have the one important function, important method, which is split. So I can split my string based on certain parameter that I passed here. So let me split them with white spaces space. So that will return me a new list. In this video, we have covered the basic of working with string in Python. Understanding this concept is crucial as you progress in your Python journey. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more Python tutorials. Thank you for watching and happy coding.